Hello everyone, and welcome to day 10 of Vlogmas, where I do not post vlogs, but I post BitLife videos every single day. So yesterday you guys saw that we did the life of Hermione Granger in BitLife, and we are kind of doing a mini-series within a series, because I decided to recreate all the main Harry Potter characters and BitLife within Vlogmas because there is no movie series that makes me feel more nostalgic during Christmas, even though they're technically not Christmas movies. But today we are bringing back Ron Weasley, and this time we kind of had to do it a bit differently. But a key feature for Ron is his family and his literal, like 6 siblings. So in order to achieve that would never happen naturally in BitLife if I started my life out as Ron. So instead we started as Molly Weasley, we married Arthur, and I had all the children. So I gave birth to Bill, Charlie, Percy, Fred, George, Ron, and Ginny. And now what we're going to do is we are going to switch to Ron's life. So his mother and father are still going to be alive. And that way we're guaranteed our siblings. So for Ron, I made sure our special talent was sports. Our appearance we can't really do much with. We just made sure he had red hair and blue eyes. And for his attributes, pretty much are just keeping everything kind of in the middle, just above average. And we are just going to switch to his life. So there we go. So let's go back now to the actual criteria for Ron. So we are in the 3rd video of the series. You guys already know we go through the entire pretty much series of movies and books and what happens in each of them unique to this character. So if you want to skip that, just go to this time on the screen where the gameplay begins. If you want to stay and watch though, here's Ron's life. So we have to be born a male named Ron Weasley. We are born in the Borough in the United Kingdom. I thought it would just be fun to have that be the name of the town we're born in. Our special talent is going to be athletics. Ron is known to be a very big guy. So I really wanted to make athletics it because he's the keeper for Quidditch and stuff. And you got to be a big, strong guy to do that. So I made it so that all our attributes are medium, high smarts. He's pretty much known to be the average guy in the sense that one of his challenges is always feeling like he's not good enough. He can't compare to Harry. He's not the hero. He's not as smart as Hermione. He's always compared to his siblings. So to kind of represent that, we're giving him all the attributes to be in the middle. Then at 11 years old, we are going to attend Hogwarts. So for our teachers, the same teachers, Albus Dumbledore, Severus Snape, Minerva McGonagall, Rubeus Hagrid, and Dolores Umbridge. For our classmates, you guys know, it's not about choosing classmates that actually were in our class. It's more about picking characters in Harry Potter very specific to the character I'm living as. So in this case for Ron, we're choosing Harry, Hermione, Draco, Padma Patil, because we asked her out to the dance, Peter Pettigrew. Now, he's not one of our students, but that is crucial to Ron. Cormac McLaggen, because we're jealous with Hermione. Victor Crumb, same thing. Lavender Brown, Luna Lovegood, and Neville as our friends. So we're going to make Harry our best friend. Hermione is going to be our friend. We're going to make Draco, Peter Pettigrew, Cormac McLaggen, and Victor Crumb our enemies as well, because we're just jealous of them. And now we get to Philosopher's Stone. So to symbolize the wizard chess and how smart Ron actually was and how he pretty much was the hero that day, we are going to join the chess club. We're also, just like we did with Harry and Hermione, going to burglarize a house until we're able to get a diamond to symbolize the stone. Now we get to Chamber of Secrets. This is where we are going to see if we can get a pet rat Scabbers. But in BitLife, there's no pet rats, so maybe a hamster. This is where we don't know the rat is Peter Pettigrew yet. So we're just going to interact with Scabbers. We're going to kind of I wrote and Peter Pettigrew. We actually should not do that. We're just going to interact with Scabbers, our rat. Then to kind of symbolize him, how he literally stole his family car to pick up Harry and got in big trouble for it, right? We can't steal a car at the ripe age of 12 years old in BitLife, but we're just going to do some other crimes like mischief to kind of symbolize that because that's hilarious of Ron, but clever as well. We're also going to insult Draco that year to kind of symbolize when with our broken wand, we try to curse him, but then because our wand's broken, it kind of goes back at us and then Ron starts throwing up slugs. So that's what we're going to do as well. Now we get to Prisoner of Azkaban. So in Prisoner of Azkaban, this is where we discover Scabbers is Peter Pettigrew. So this is where we officially make an enemy of Peter Pettigrew. And I'm also going to lose or release our pet hamster because Scabbers is no more. We're also going going to get injured. I actually forget exactly how he was injured in Prisoner of Azkaban, but there's this very famous scene in the books, which is actually different than the movies, when Sirius Black shows up and Ron says, if you want to get to Harry, you're gonna have to kill us too. In the movies, they actually give that line to Hermione, but for Ron's sake, we're gonna make sure we give Ron that credit, and we're gonna kind of just interact with Harry to symbolize us defending him from Sirius to kind of show Ron's courage. Now we get to Goblet of Fire, or what everybody knows as a grumpy Ron year. The year where Ron is just teenage hormones, grumpy, jealous of everyone, bitter, salty, everything above. So Ron's very jealous. So we're just gonna lower our relationship with Harry. We're also gonna lower our relationship with Hermione. We're gonna insult Victor Crumb because he takes Hermione to the Yule Ball. But we are also going to ask out Padma to symbolize us taking her to the dance and being a very, very bad date to her as well. Now we get to the Order of the Phoenix, and this is where, just like Harry and Hermione, we join Dumbledore's army. So in order to represent that, we're just going to join a clique in school. We're also going to befriend Neville and Luna, just to show that we get close with these people in Dumbledore's army. We're also going to do some martial arts this year to symbolize combat training, right? So we can become better at combat spells. And it is known that Harry and Ron are a lot better than Hermione at combat magic. Hermione is very, very smart and knowledgeable about magic in general, but specific to combat, it is known that Harry and Ron were a bit stronger than she was. So with Harry, we went all the way to master the skill. With Hermione, we went about halfway. And now same with Ron, we're also going to master a martial art to show that. Order of the Phoenix, we're also going to mess with Draco just to kind of keep the feud going on with that. We're also going to disrespect Umbridge because this is the year that Umbridge is very involved in Hogwarts. And we're also going to join a sports team because this is when Ron is really big into Quidditch and he becomes the keeper. Now we get to Half-Blood Prince. This is basically a rom-com / horror movie. Rom-com for the Golden Trio, horror movie for Draco Malfoy. So that's what Half-Blood Prince is. So in the Half-Blood Prince, we are really going to reduce our relationship with Hermione. I have to be careful that we do not accidentally make her an enemy because of it. But here we're going to date Lavender Brown. We're also going to just insult Cormac McLaggen because we don't like that he likes Hermione, right? We're also going to insult Draco and skip school to symbolize Ron accidentally being poisoned by Draco here. And this is the time he spent in the hospital, so we're going to skip school. Now we get to Deathly Hallows. So we're going to drop out of school, but unfortunately I learned the hard way when we did Harry that you can't drop out in the UK. So we just have to skip a bunch of school to represent that. We're also going to insult Harry and Hermione, and this is going to represent the scene where Ron actually leaves in the Deathly Hallows, and this puts a big, big strain on their relationship. The movie and book are different. Ron says, your parents are dead, you have no family in the movie. But in the books, Harry's like, oh, my family's dead. But Ron's like, hey, mine might be on their way to being dead. And he still leaves, but it wasn't as harsh, if you say. Ron also plays a very, very critical role in helping destroy a Horcrux because he remembers and he had learned Parseltongue from Harry when Harry would speak it. So to symbolize his intelligence with that and how he very much helped contribute to finding that Horcrux, we are going to have him study harder and go to the library a bunch to symbolize his intelligence with that. Because unfortunately in BitLife, there's no way to learn another language. I totally didn't realize how cool that would be if we could actually learn that in the game, study a language. You know what I mean? But unfortunately we can't, so we're just gonna study harder and go to the library. As the war goes on, Ron obviously returns, right? So we're gonna repair our relationship with Harry and Hermione. And a theme we have been doing in this series is we only destroy the Horcruxes that each character directly with their hands destroyed. So they all kind of helped each other destroy them all, and some of them indirectly destroyed one, but the one Ron actually destroys with his bare hands is Slytherin's locket. So to show that when we're 18, we're going to go to an antique dealer, take an old antique, and discard it to symbolize destroying the Horcrux. This is also where Ron and Hermione share their first kiss, so we're going to ask out Hermione, and this is also where we lose our big brother Fred. This is very, very critical to storyline, and it really shows how hard war is. And there's something I always thought of in Harry Potter. I'll probably talk about it when we get to the point in losing Fred, because I know you guys, a lot of you probably aren't even watching this explanation, probably just skip to the gameplay, but I feel like it wasn't an effective death. I have this theory that like if one of the Golden Trio members would have died, it would have been so much more powerful for like to really show that war is messed up, but I'll talk about it when we get to the Fred part. As we know, the war ends. We are going to now be on the up. We're going to befriend all the enemies we made. We're going to work as an Auror or a cop, as we know, for only 2 years, quit that job. And then as we know, Ron ends up working at the shop with his brother George. So then we're just going to apply for a regular job, probably one in retail. We're also going to marry Hermione, have 2 kids, Rose and Hugo, and that'll be Ron's life. My mother, Molly Weasley, switched all of her energies and earthly possessions to me. I forgot, as a kid, you get your parents' money too if you switch. That shouldn't be the case. I didn't realize that. But yeah, so as you guys can see, our location is the Burrow, United Kingdom. Iconic. Let me just make sure my siblings are there. Yes, they are. All of them and their red hair goodness. Bill, Charlie, Percy, Fred, George, and Ginny. Also, we got a little heirloom. Oh, that looks expensive. I knew it was expensive. A Studio 54 disco ball for $175,000. That's actually kind of crazy. Thanks, we're rich now. Ron Weasley's paying the bills. Oh my god, there's no way Ginny just got diagnosed with cancer of the mouth. Not just cancer, but cancer of the mouth. That is messed up. Oh my god, but I was about to say, Ron's got some Jack from Titanic hair, some Danny Zuko hair. The little swirly at the front. Dude, Jenny died. There's no way. Depression, as we should. Literally, Ginny died. Okay, but we're officially 11. My health is low. We gotta boost that first before we try out for a team. Because the good thing is our athletics are high, but our health is low. So in the future, when we have to try out for Quidditch, we're gonna get rejected. Okay, so we are officially in secondary school. We are 11 years old. So it is time to create our professors. So here we have Albus Dumbledore, and next is Severus Snape with the angry eyebrows. And here we have Rubius Hagrid, Minerva McGonagall, and we ran out of female teachers, but this is Dolores Umbridge. And next we are moving on to the class. So I will just do this part off camera and then show you guys. So we got little moody Draco, Miss Hermione Granger, and of course our best friend Harry Potter. And I have also gone out of my way to befriend them all. So we got Draco Malfoy, Hermione Granger, Lavender Brown, Padma Patel, Luna Lovegood, Harry Potter, Cormac McLaggen, Victor Crumb, Peter Pettigrew, and Neville Longbottom. So I'm officially gonna make Harry my best friend. There we have it. And we are going to begin the Philosopher's Stone. So initially, we got some beef with Draco, so we do have to make him my enemy. But first, we are going to throw an insult at him because we laugh at his name. And that's what kind of starts it all. Ron just kind of had to make a joke of the name Draco, and then we got a war. When you think about it like that. It's not that simple, but technically, it's true. You called your friend Draco an imbecile. You laughed at me. Therefore, you are now my enemy. So let's make you my enemy. So we got to join chess club. How does the thing go again? No, Ron, no! What is it? He's going to sacrifice himself. No, you can't. There must be another way. Do you want to stop Snape from getting that stone or not? It's you who has to go on, Harry. I know it. Not me, not Hermione, you. Iconic. The acting was chef's kiss. Top tier. It was so bad that it was fucking good. Let's see the activities. Bro, there's no chess club. Are you kidding? That actually like pisses me off, but we're just gonna do board games because technically chess is considered a big, smart board game. That is disappointing. But now it is time to fetch the Philosopher's Stone. So in order to do that, I have to burglarize houses until I'm able to find a diamond. Okay, we got one. A stockbroker. Oh my god, I'm dead. Oh my... Finally found another one. Please let me not get caught. Oh my god. We got the diamond. We got the Philosopher Stone. Sorry for cursing, but I'm not because I'm an adult, but I just have to bleep it out. Moving on. We are going to officially move on to the Chamber of Secrets and we're gonna get a rat. Let's go to the pet store and let's see if our parents will get us a pet. Come on, Molly and Arthur. I believe in you guys. Oh, perfect. Look at this little hamster named Madison. Okay, you're my scabbers. Where's my little Scabby? Let's give her a treat. We love that this is actually a grown man. Okay, so now we have to steal the car that we basically pick up Harry with because we missed the train. So let's commit some crimes. Let's do some mischief with Harry specifically, actually. That's actually perfect. Sorry, the Harry Potter accent comes out of me. No, it's you. Do some mischief with Harry. You and your best friend Harry wrote hammer time underneath the word stop. Okay. Did some burglary with Harrow. And of course, we're going to do the infamous slug thing to Draco. So let's go to Mr. Draco Malfoy and insult him. Okay, we called him a whack sucker. He charged me. Good to know. Let's also mess with him in school too. So let's mess with him. Snipped off pieces of his hair. Draco literally would cry. And he snitched on me. As we expect, will apologize deeply. Dumbledore told me to check myself. Well, sir. Maybe you should check Draco, but that's just me. Moving on to Prisoner of Azkaban. And this is where we are betrayed by our hamster Madison because we find out that this cutie over here with her little paws like this is actually a grown man named Peter Pettigrew. So in order to symbolize that, we are going to release her into the wild to show that we are losing our pet. We are going to declare Peter Pettigrew as an enemy now. And we are going to interact with him. We're going to insult him, basically be like, dude, what the hell is wrong with you? We called him a twit. So this is also where we have the whole interaction with Sirius and Harry. And this is when they're not technically aware yet of Sirius Black. They still think he's this like scary criminal. They think Remus Lupin is also his accomplice and stuff, so they don't trust him. So Ron is injured, but he steps in front of Harry and he's like, if you gotta get to Harry, you're gonna have to kill us all too. So that's the iconic Ron line. As much as I have a love-hate relationship with Ron, I respect these moments like this. So let's protect Harry. And in order to do that, we are going to party with him. We're gonna party. Oh my God, I insulted him by accident. Let's party with him. That's what I meant. And let's go to a concert with him. DJ Snake. We love that for us. Okay, so now moving on to the jealousy year of Ron and the annoyingness. Goblet of Fire. But I get it. They're young. Navigating friendship for the first time. You're bound to make mistakes. It's fine. Okay, so this is where we declare Victor Krum our enemy because Hermione is seen with him and Ron doesn't like that. This is also where we are going to kind of start to hurt our relationship with Harry and Hermione. Not because Ron actually is like trying to ruin his friendship with them, but like he has a little bit of jealousy with Harry being a part of the whole Triwizard tournament and how his name was put in. And he sees Hermione, he's starting to have a crush on her, but he kind of mistreats her a bit and he doesn't like when she's seen with Victor Krum. Ron, well, maybe you shouldn't act annoying. So let's just kind of insult her a little bit. Oh my God, not him literally calling her basically what he did in the series. Ron, this is too canon. We need to chill, Ronald. And now the same thing with Harry. Called him a tool bag. Very, very fitting for what actually happened. Now, let's just hope that when we age, they don't make us their enemy, because that's gonna be annoying. But it's fine. Victor's our enemy now, so we're also gonna mess with that guy. We're not just gonna insult him. We're actually gonna go out of our way to mess with him. Where is he? There he is, Mr. Angry Pants. Let's mess with him. You made an embarrassing meme of your classmate Victor and posted it on social media. Now we have to ask out Padma to show that we took her to the dance. We were a pretty bad date for her, but it's just what we gotta do. Now let's ask her out through the school. See? When you try and ask your friend out, sometimes they reject you, but then when you go through the classmate route, they don't. It's very interesting. So this is where we have the Yule Ball now. Let's age. Ronald Bilious Weasley. What are you doing? Don't keep the baby. Okay. I can't believe we got Padma pregnant. Ronald! I literally feel like if that actually happened to Ron would literally have a panic attack. He'd do like his face where he's like... Okay, so now we've moved on to Order of the Phoenix, and this is when Miss Umbridge comes in and is very, very annoying. She's taking over the school, same with Draco and the Inquisitorial Squad, but we secretly start Dumbledore's army, well, Hermione does. And then we join, obviously, as friends to support her, to support the cause. So first, we're gonna break up with Padma because we don't actually date her. And we are going to join a clique in school to symbolize joining Dumbledore's army. Let's go for normals. Yeah, so we went back in time. I think first, because this is the year we joined Quidditch, we're gonna join the sports team first and then join the athletic clique because I think that's the only one we'll be able to get into, honestly. I'm so sorry, Ron. Okay, what should we join? What's good for Quidditch? Rugby, maybe. How did I not make the cut? Is it my health? Track team. Thank you. Okay, it was my health. That makes sense at least. But like, does it? Okay, cliques. Let's go to jocks. Why are you doing this to Ronald Bilious Weasley? Okay, well, we at least joined the activity. I don't get why all the cliques are denying us. We'll have to move the join a clique to the next year. That's fine. So we already are friends with Neville and Luna, but we're going to interact with them a little bit more to show us getting closer with them. We did join a sports team, but Dumbledore's army is going to have to wait. So let's interact with Neville and Luna. So Neville, let's compliment him. He called me brilliant. Thank you, sir. And Luna, let's compliment her as well. So we're also gonna symbolize some magic combat training. So we have to ask our parents to let me sign up for martial arts. So with Harry and Hermione, we did karate. So we're gonna continue that. Perfect. Okay, take karate lessons. And we're gonna do this until we absolutely perfect it. And we got the karate kick. So we are ready for magic combat. It's time also we act up in Umbridge's class because those is crazy. Okay. Faculty, let's see. Umbridge is gone. It's fine. Mrs. Winwood, you will be Umbridge. I hate how the teachers refresh even though you don't change schools. Listen, I know it's accurate because sometimes you literally get new teachers, but like, no, I don't approve. BitLife can be accurate in other aspects of the game. It doesn't need to be accurate in that one. I just want to have all the Hogwarts teachers stay there. Give us grandparents or something. We don't need the accuracy in real life of the teachers. Thank you. Dolores Umbridge. Let's act up in her class. You stole your English teacher's Umbridge's answer key, period. Your English teacher, Miss Umbridge, warned you to settle down. Send her to the centaurs. Thank you. We're also going to disrespect her. Disrespect her. Sent to Headmaster Dumbledore. So sorry. My mom's mad at me. So sorry. Okay, so we have officially acted up in our class. Let's mess with Draco a little bit. We'll actually just insult him because he more so messes with us that year because he's the one having fun being the whole prefect and stuff. So let's insult him. Called him a psycho. Called me a dingbat. Very, very fitting for their dynamic. But let's age. Dude, kicked off the track team. I have to keep up somewhat good grades. So let's go back and study harder before we age. Oh, my grades are bad. Wait, how are they that bad? Just because Umbridge and Dumbledore are mad at me, they're that bad? That makes zero sense. Girl, let's go to the library a bit. I guess Ron needs some tutoring. Let's see.
Psych!
Son of a gun. Lavender, what the f***? This is our year together that you're supposed to love me. Hold on, go to extracurriculars. We need to rejoin Quidditch. Let's do rugby this time. How is it that I have low popularity when literally I'm friends with everybody? I don't understand. Well, Lavender, you're back to be my bestie because that is unacceptable. But I gotta get Lavender back. She is not my enemy this year. She's Hermione's enemy. Okay, let's get back to friend status. We are now going to make Cormac McLaggen our enemy. Stay the fuck away from Hermione, dude. But we do have a reduced relationship with Hermione. We have made Cormac our enemy, but we also have to insult him because why the hell not? Get away from my woman, Cormac. Insult. Called him an ingrate. And since Lavender's our friend now, let's ask her out. Come on, Lavender. Hermione's gonna be pissed. Sorry. Okay, and now we have to mimic the whole poisoning scene with Draco. So we are going to insult him. Called him a nerd. Called me a twit. Okay, we're actually going to mess with him through our class because when you mess with someone enough, it can sometimes cause them to attack you, which is kind of what we want. So let's go to Draco and just keep messing with him until that happens.
A few minutes later.
Oh my god, that's 5 times. Okay, I just have to take the L there because Draco's not going to do what I want him to. How did that decrease my grade? How does literally getting in trouble with the headmaster decrease my grades like that? That is actually bias. Okay, that is offensive. The audacity. We are just gonna move on then. We have no choice because Dumbledore being so vicious to me, ruining my grades, I'm not even gonna be able to be a part of the sports team or the board games club because look at my grades. The audacity, Dumbledore. But we're on to Deathly Hallows. This is where we drop out. So we have to skip school every year. We have to completely drop all our activities. So we are going to break up with Lavender here because she is no longer our girlfriend. And we are going to drop out. We must quit the board games club. Let's skip school a couple times. And we have to symbolize us kind of ruining our relationship with Harry and Hermione just a little bit. So we maybe are just gonna play a prank on them. Like, I'm leaving, guys. Haha, jokes. Because Ron does come back because he ultimately leaves, but then he's not able to find them because of their like glamour charms or something, if I remember correctly. So he was immediately gonna come back, but he just couldn't find them. So I'm just gonna play a prank on them to kind of symbolize that. So let's go to Hermione, same thing. Play prank on her. Oh, she didn't appreciate that. So to symbolize the whole parcel tongue thing that happens, we're now going to study harder just to show like we learned a new language. And we're also going to visit the library a couple of times, just like that. We are now going to come back and see Harry and Hermione. We are going to interact with them, improve our relationship. So let's compliment Harry, have a conversation with him. Hey, buddy, old pal, I'm so sorry for fighting with you. I love you. You're my brother. Let's compliment Hermione because ultimately we're also going to have to ask her out. So let's spend time with her too. And because Luna was actually in the dungeon at Malfoy Manor, Ron and Harry did see her there. So that's actually something I forgot to do with the Harry version of this series, but I just remembered that now. So we are actually going to have a conversation with Luna. Let's age to when we're 18 because we need to be able to go to the antique dealer, which you have to be 18 to. So we're attending the black market. Let's go to the antique dealer and bet for an antique. Boom, it's mine. We got a Malvin Hanson writing ball typewriter. So now what we have to do is go to our belongings, get the typewriter, and discard it to symbolize destroying the Horcrux. Boom. It is time to ask out Hermione, aka our future wife. And my tea, I always say this, they are not my cup of tea. And I will stand by that. But that is okay because we're going to stay true to canon and let's ask her out. We are now dating. Hermione Granger, the biggest catch in the wizarding world. The golden girl. Literally love her. She's my favorite character. Like, I love her. Now the worst part is our brother Fred. This is so tragic. So we know obviously we're not the one to unalive Fred. He's literally our brother. But we are going to do it ourselves in the game just to have him die because it's just true to Ron's story. So unfortunately, Fred does pass away. It's very, very sad and tragic in the story. That does bring me to the topic of like, I feel like Fred's death was a way, and same with Lupin and Tonk's deaths and all the deaths throughout the show, not the show, the movie and the books, were to symbolize that war takes away the people you love. But I feel like to send that true message, the best would have been, honestly, for one of the members of the Golden Trio to die. I think that that couldn't happen simply because I think that would be almost too dark for what the series was. And I think it would have upset too many people and it probably would have been way too controversial and maybe would have taken away from the popularity it had if that was the actual ending. But to truly show the message that war, no one is safe, not even your heroes. I think either Harry ultimately should have died in order to protect the wizarding world or Ron. I think it would have been more likely to be Ron simply because of how Harry had to defeat Voldemort. It wouldn't have made sense if Harry stayed dead, if you know what I mean. Hermione, you can't because she's the oppressed group of Muggleborns. So like if you kill her, that's like you can't do that. She's the group that's trying to overcome the injustice, right? So I think with Ron, it's almost like poetic in a way because Ron is a pureblood wizard. He's just a pureblood wizard on the good side. So it's like, I think it should have been Harry or Ron. I think for the storyline, it would have made more sense if it was Ron because of how JKR came up with how to defeat Voldemort. Like Harry, obviously it killed the Horcrux in him, not actually him. And it's just, I feel like that would have been so powerful. And or if Draco died, not necessarily Crabbe, because it would go and show that like Draco was also a young child in war, dragged into this by his parents. And if there was like a scene of his parents crying over him, being like, oh my God, this wasn't worth it. I just got chills. If it was a scene of like Harry and Hermione crying over Ron, and then Draco's parents crying over him, that would really go and show that like nobody wins here with a war. These children that grew up are dead. So it's like, I also am very into dark, realistic endings. So that's just me. I don't necessarily like a happy ending. I like realistic endings. So it's like, I've always dreamed of writing a book. You know what I mean? And with me, you're not safe for happily ever after. Okay, let me just tell you that. But let me know if you guys agree or if you would think of another way to end it. But I think the story and the meaning behind the story would have been like so much more powerful if that was the case. Vent over, I guess. But the war's over. Okay, we are now going to not have our enemies anymore and fix our relationship with them. So there we have it, our repaired relationships. Draco, Luna, Harry, Cormac, Neville, and we have Hermione as our girlfriend. I'm now also going to propose to her. I'm not sure if she'll accept because we are young, but we'll see. Let's propose at a art gallery. Nope. She rejected. Hermione's like, not yet. I'm trying to be the Minister of Magic. Okay. So let's try and apply to become an Auror or a police officer in BitLife. Let's see if it's there. Oh, Trooper. There we go. What type of work environment do you prefer? Highly productive. Okay. So let's work this job now for 2 years and then we're going to leave and work a retail job. I think it's time we propose to Hermione again. Let's try. Let's propose at a lookout point. Nope. Girl, Hermione. Okay, I think we have to buy a ring. She does deserve it. She's Hermione Granger after all. We're gonna give her my entire freaking bank account. A 7-carat ring. 400,000 if she doesn't accept my proposal. Okay, she accepted. I was like, Hermione, just say you don't like me. Like, please. Okay, let's plan our wedding. Let's go to Japan. Why not? We don't need a prenup, honey. You're mine. And let's have our first baby as well. Okay, golden pacifier. So the first kid is going to be Rose, and she is Granger Weasley. We are now going to quit our trooper job, and let's have our second kid. Let's look for a retail job now to show that we're going to work with our big brother, George. So let's apply for retail salesperson. Okay, and our son, Hugo. Hugo Granger Weasley. Okay, and there we have it. That is officially the life of Ronald Weasley in BitLife. So stay tuned, guys, because tomorrow, the last video of this mini series within a series is going to be Draco Malfoy. So we are officially going to be shifting the perspective onto the other side. Remember, if you don't want to miss an upload during this Vlogmas series, to subscribe with post notifications turned on. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video.